In this example, we're going to practice using the chain rule. We are given some functions defined here as big F of x is equal to little f with x to the 8th plugged in, so it's like a composition function. And then we have capital G of x is equal to, and then we have f of x, the whole function, raised to the 8th power. So as you can see, we have some inner functions here that we're dealing with. So when we take the derivative, we're going to have to use the chain rule. So the first part of this question asks us to find the derivative of capital F and then evaluate it at A. So let's first find the derivative of capital F. Capital F is defined as f of x to the 8th. So we have some function with x to the 8th plugged in. So when I take the derivative, I'm going to have to take the derivative of f with that inner function plugged in, and then I have to multiply it by the derivative of the inner function, and our inner function is x to the 8th. So when I take the derivative of that using the chain rule, I have 8x to the 7th. Now, when I want to evaluate this at A, that means everywhere I see x, I'm going to replace it with A. So now I'm going to use the information that's given to us in the problem up here with the function values and the derivative values evaluated. So when I look up here, I see that the derivative of f evaluated at a to the power of 8, that's 15. And then when I look to see what a to the 7th is, that's 9. So when I multiply all that together, I'm going to take 15 times 8 times 9, and that's going to give me 1080. So f prime, or I should say f, capital F prime of A is 1080. Now we're going to do the same thing with capital G. I want to find the derivative of capital G. Capital G is defined as some function f of x plugged in to x to the 8th. So we have a composition function. We're going to use the power rule here. I'm going to take the 8 down in front. I still have that inner function left in there. And then I'm going to drop this down by 1. And then I'm going to multiply by the derivative of that inner function, which is f prime of x. Now, when I want to evaluate this at at A, everywhere I see x, I'm going to plug in A. So I have 8 times f of A to the 7th. When I look at the information that's given to me in the problem, I see that f of A is equivalent to 2. When I look at the information that's given to me in the problem, I see that f prime of A is equivalent to 7. So then I got to take 2 to the 7th, multiply that by 8, and then multiply that by 7. And when I do that, I get 7,168. So this is G of, or capital G prime of A. And then this is capital F prime of A.